Hello, ladies and gents. I am Justin Johnson. I'm an author of several books. I've now published 14 books. I'm planning my 15th novel. Um, I've done a lot of fiction books and a lot of fiction books. How to become an author? Very important, isn't it? How to become an author? How do you go about setting forth an appraisal? Maybe you do mind mapping, maybe you take notes. This is some of the things I've learned. I'll take you through step by step. Got to try and learn how to use these slides. First time I've used so setting a format for your book. What does your book consist of? Some people might just think get the main material of the book and just start writing. Maybe to give a bit of an introduction about themselves, but not actually think what the book makeup entails. When you open a book, many of us have read books in the past. I've read many books I've used. They never really paid much attention to what's inside. Obviously, the main context, but the format of a book. I've got it in front of us. We've got a forward, a preface, a contents page, introduction, a main body of the book. That's not everything. That's some of. So stay tuned. A forward is a short person other than the author. I like to use third person. Maybe get your friend to write the forward. Get your friend. Sometimes you can even guide your friend because your friend might not be a fully influential writer, but know a fair bit about you and your works. So give them a bit of guidance, a bit of encouragement to help them write the forward, if that makes sense. A preface, typically starting subject, scope or aims. You say, what are your objectives about the book? What's your book about? Where's it going to be heading? And then you've got your introduction of the book. You can talk about the setting, the area, the constitution, the surroundings, the landmarks, all those kind of things. Talk about the seasons, whatever the book's about, whatever the subject's about. You talk about the subject, main body of the book. A lot of people have a lot of trouble with the main body of the book. Actually, I want to show you something else that's quite significant to the book. I wonder if I can move this over a bit. Yeah, there's something on here I want to quickly show you guys. I think it might be quite significant. So I found this quite interesting. Um, make writers anxious when you're writing the main body. Not writing. People reading their stories. When other people read their stories makes you disencouraged. People not reading their stories. Editing, not editing. Editing can put you off or make you anxious. You get an editor and they start going your work, starts putting you off thinking that you're not good enough, or you might think they're taking over your ideas, makes you lose encouragement. Not having any good ideas, having too many ideas and not being able to decide which to write. Having one really good idea and knowing are not good enough to write it, not having time to write. Having time to write. Sometimes people have so much time to write, they get mind block, or they got their minds bouncing so many different things and what to write, where to write it, how to go about writing it, and their minds is overexerting without actually putting the information down. 9 reviews of your book, perhaps. 99 good reviews, and that one person who thought the title was too long. So you can, yeah. So when we talk about the title, which we're going to talk about in a minute, that's something else that I come across. I wanted to show you. I thought it's quite important. Other authors into the light how to go about setting your own book. Setting the title of your book is a short, descriptive, and poignant title that usually catches the reader's eye. Why short and poignant? Something that catching on of words. I've done a bit of artwork the other day. Anywhere an artist, everywhere an artist. Like a catch on words. People think, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what that's about. Something that's poignant, something that catches the reader's eye. The front matter can be just as important as the main body to draw readers in. You can have a nice front cover, a nice picture, just as well as your name as the author. You can always do things like add the author's name, publishing house logo, or name perhaps. If maybe you've got a publishing company and you want to put their publishing house on the front, or if you're a self-publisher, you can also put the self-publishing company down if you so wish. But I would say not to, just not give out too much information where you're writing your books. You can also put some of the book's buzzwords into the front matter, which can draw the audience in. If you've got some buzzwords that you think might be quite descriptive in the book, again, could bring some poignancy to the audience. So you think, oh, these words are quite catchy. This might draw attention to my book. I've got a few more slides, so stay with me. You should aim to add chapters to the depth. When you write a book, you don't just start writing just for the sake of writing. Put chapters in. Change the story matter. You can put a chapter in. Change the story matter from, let's say, the 16th of November, 1963. Then you want to jump a few chapters to January the 5th, 1964. So you jumped a few months. So you change the chapter. You can also change the season. You can change the weather. You can change the climate. You can change the light. Maybe it's getting lighter. Maybe it's getting darker throughout them seasons. You can change people's moods, their demeanor, their characteristics. You can change the trees, autumn trees to winter trees, or whichever you so wish. It changes the setting, a complete descriptive direction of your book. It's very important, isn't it, that we know what we're doing when we change chapters and you want to change direction of the story. It brings us more to talk about, doesn't it? That's why chapters are very important. You carry on talking about something else. People's characteristics change in weather as well. Sometimes people might be a bit more happy, smiley throughout the summer, as well winter people might be a bit more waiting for the sun to come out. That's usually what happens, and people a little bit more miserable, a little bit more assertive with the way they speak to people. Might come across a bit aggressive, perhaps, in the winter. There you go. Input of chapter throughout your manuscript help change direction of your narrated story. For example, go from one chapter talking about previous matter from a year ago, then fast forward into modern times adventures throughout your narrated storyline. It's your story. Make it as broad as it is long, or as short as it is width. But try not to make it too dramatic, as you can lose the reader's attention. Really hope you're getting some really good takeaway points to write your own story. Think about your story's mood, the setting, your attention to the season, the weather, the mood, and demeanor change throughout the character's perspective by his or her personality. Maybe he or she is happy as it rains all November, or is sunny all September, for instance. That's not the end. I just like to put it there because it gives a bit of draws attention, does it? See what I can do. So that's what you can do for your front cover. Put a nice picture, a nice image, draws attention to the audience. Also makes you think, end of his boring voice is almost over. Not just yet. So giving out good guidance. The back matter is just as important as the front matter. The preface, the foreword, the front cover, the introduction, and what's inside. The back matter is very important. Every single page matters. The back matter. So you're talking about the back 6, 7 pages perhaps. You got references used throughout the book, usually factual evidence found or reference from someone else's findings, which you can find. If you find factuals, usually research work. Maybe talking about 1964 of a constituency or an area or a town, a city or a village or a road. You find it on your research or on your maps. Then you input the reference to that map so where people can find it and go, oh yes, what he's talking about is absolutely significant. We can find it. We can look it up. We can see what the surroundings of the area. Maybe it's an old village house you're talking about, an old football field or a school or anything. Once you put that reference in, people can go and research it and think, actually, this is like not only geography, it's also historical. Very important, that narrator, that author, that gives direction. Bibliography about the author and written works carried out previously. All the author's work is recent books. Maybe he's got blogs that he writes. He wants to reference his work. You put those in, maybe on social media, or you got a website that you do blogging, or you run, maybe say something like, maybe you run a church. You're manager of a church. And you put out encouraging messages. You want to show your work off. Bibliography is where you can do that. Or you're a journalist or something. You want to put a reference to your work in your bibliography. You can input an index for each chapter, perhaps. Don't have to do each number, but you can each page number, but you can. Each chapter is good enough. But yeah, you also can do each individual page if you need to. Or like 1 to 5 is about such and such, where they're at, I don't know, the date, the location. Right at the back matter, the very back page cover, you can write a short synopsis about the book. This also draws attention to the reader. This will draw great detail to the reader and to the buyer, the reader, the buyer of the book. The back matter is just very important. You can also put where they could find your book. Where can they buy your book? Where is the book published? Where's the book going to be stored? Online? In a shop? What's the name of the store? That sort of thing. You can also put the author's name. I say put the author's name. You can put the author's name in back matter. It doesn't need to be blatant, really seen. Doesn't need to be massive. You don't need to put a picture of your own self on the book. Although some people do, if it's like something that means the story is a lot. If the story is about you as a person, then yes, why not? Please do. Feel free. I'll put a picture of myself on a couple of books, maybe one. I think one book actually. Picture myself on. Because the book's about myself. It's about the matters that I face throughout life. You could do exactly the same. Anyway, I just want to say, I hope this really helps you guys. If you're living in disparity, living alone, living to try and find something to do, then look no further. J. Johnson, author, giving you out good guidance, some guidance that you won't get nowhere else without paying extortionate amounts of money. That's free of charge. The goodness of my heart. Much love. Take care. Speak soon.